versus I see someone I've never been able to relate to my entire life growing up. All I seen is black people. My whole family is black. My mother never really had white friends around. I just been around black people my entire life. So if you have somebody that you have a young student, a black student, ADHD, ADD, anything you could think of, all in a book, everything in a book. You have him and you have a teacher. Now, the teacher is majoring in special education teaching or whatever, hyperactiveness, and has his major, but has never had the disability, or he has, but look how far he's made it. Whereas though you can find another black teacher that's more relatable and telling the young student what he went through and how he got out of it, versus a white teacher with mad money getting paid, telling the other student how to handle the situation. Now, it took me a lot of people, like my uncle James, also my mentor. He made it really relatable. It was like everything correlated with us. Like he didn't know his dad too well. I didn't really know my dad too well. He he showed me that you could come out the hood, or you could come out of family struggle or financial struggle, have a house, have a nice wife, and a family. I never seen that before. Everybody around me either was deadbeat or barely holding on. Another example was my uncle. My uncle Kenneth also is buying houses and also tried to start a automobile shop, and it was thriving.
So you feel like you have a lot of black people, especially men, to relate to have an example of how your life can turn out?
Yeah, because when I was growing up as a kid, I didn't have that. So that stayed me away from a lot of, when I would listen to teachers and they just would tell me it's going to be okay. Like, how do you know? You've never been in my sneakers. Versus another black man, such as my uncles, both of my uncles, that could sit there and tell me and be living proof, which is another key word, living, because there's not a lot of living, thriving black men. Now, you've had men that are alive in their prime and thrive.
So you're saying you had a lot of Martin Luther Kings, a lot of Malcolm X's, but what do we have now? So
that's alive.
So what are you gonna be in a millennial generation to say, this is how you do it? How are you gonna accomplish that?
I feel like we're not interactive enough with people. I feel like society, this is cliche, but society is soft, and when certain things are said, because of social media, when we say stuff, you look for security from somebody else. You want somebody to agree with you all the time, which is, what's the point in having an opinion at this point? If everybody does the same thing, you can't have your own opinion. And if you see something and you think it needs fixing, we just complain about it. Like my uncle, like, it might not have been his story, but there's obviously police brutality everywhere we go, right? My uncle became a police officer. Now, young men can say what they want my age, F the cops, whatever, this, that, and the third, but at the end of the day, when your mother shot up Leah and breathless on the ground, who you calling? So then you have, I seen something wrong with education system. It resembles too much of a prison. Everything looks the same. We learn the same stuff, and it feels like it's not interactive enough. We get busy work, and we don't learn. And the whole point is, a teacher controls your future. The most important role besides a parent, in my opinion. There's no more important role than a parent and a teacher. Without education, what are you? Can't learn anything.
So how will you give back, since you were given some opportunities to have mentors and uncles? How do you help the kid that doesn't have doesn't have the mentor or the uncle? I
gotta become that, and I gotta show people it's okay to become that, because people wanna, they follow where's the money and not their calling. You have people that are built, God built them for certain things.
You feel built for this special education?
Of course. And you have God that built people for certain things.
He gifts you.
Gives you tremendous gifts that you can use, but you go where the money is calling you, where you could go where your gift and money isn't the only rich. A smile on my face is better than $1 million.
Well, some people, you know, the word of God says that the gifts make room for themselves.
And that's true.
So do you believe that?
Of course. But you got to see, people don't look in the future. They look at the here and now and how it works out here, and only worry about it'll get better the next day. But you gotta be realistic, and you gotta think to yourself, is this really your purpose? Because I have a friend that is going into medical, but he's also really good with working with special education. His mom told him he needs to be a neuroscientist. His mother was a neuroscientist, and he's easily great around children and wants to teach, but can't do that.
What's your plan B?
Firefighting. I always try to give back. I don't consider myself, I never was raised in the hood, but my family was, and I feel like it's a job to give back. Even if I wasn't raised there, I feel like it's my job to give back to any community that essentially is a part of me. My mom's was raised wherever my calling is, and I pray and hope that it's somewhere grungy, somewhere bad, because I don't want to be with a bunch of children that can have it easy. I want to show people that it's okay to become a teacher. It's okay to become a police officer. It's okay to give back and not have to watch it back all the time.
Awesome. Well, Najee, I just want to say, as your mother and as this film producer right now, that I'm very proud of you. I've been through many storms and many spirits, times when I didn't know whether you was gonna make it.
Yeah,
and I just believe in God that, you know, although you didn't have what you saw, that you will become what you think the world needs to see. So as we end this dope video, give me 3 positive words that you think affirms who you are.
Prolific, intuitive, unique.
All right, tuning out. This is Big Naj.
I like Big Naj.
This is
Najee.
Najee. Kendall, Eric Wright.
Well,
yes. I love this dude.
Preach!